everybody, Ed here with the Digital Digest, and today I wanted to share a quick unboxing and first look at the Samsung Galaxy Tab S2. This 9.7-inch Android tablet is priced at $499 US, has 32 gigs of internal storage, and is Wi-Fi only. I'll be unboxing the black version of this tablet. You can also pick it up in a gold color, and there's also an 8-inch version for $100 less. It does have expandable storage in terms of other specifications. I'm going to flip over the box right here so you can see what else is under the hood. I mentioned the 9.7-inch display. They have actually taken a different direction with the display this year, stepping down from the 10.5-inch that I covered last year in the original Tab S, and not only reducing screen size, but also pixel density. We've dropped to 2048 by 1536, still retain the Super AMOLED display, making it easily one of the best displays you're going to find on any tablet on the market. In terms of processors, it's the exact same processor, which has 8 cores that you'll find in the Note 4. So this isn't the same processor that you'll find in the Note 5 that recently launched, but still one of the better chips on the market for overall performance in a mobile device. In terms of actual memory, 3 gigs of RAM, so not that bump up in 4, again, that many will be comparing it to with the Note 5. In terms of cameras, we've got an 8 megapixel shooter on the back and a 2.1 megapixel camera on the front. UHD capable on the playback side of things, but QHD when it comes to video recording. I mentioned that 32 gigs of internal storage. It is expandable with a micro SD card up to 128 gigs. And then you can see on the balance of the marketing here just the Wi-Fi certification, Bluetooth, Knox security, something Samsung's been doing for several years now. And essentially, for those of you that are familiar with Samsung's tablet lineup, you'll notice the packaging has changed. Well, so has the product. I mentioned the screen getting smaller. They've also changed the aspect ratio. We're now working with a 4:3 rather than a 16:10 aspect ratio, which means that Samsung has recognized, as I missed the box there a little bit, that tablets in general at least are more about not just movie watching, but overall content consumption in the form of the written word. So they're trying to tailor to that, and I think that does make sense, but it's going to be a matter of personal preference. Now, when it comes to getting the box open, you can see things do look a lot like the first generation. Samsung sticking with this paper overlay, which I think is nice. But this is really more about the aesthetic this generation, in my opinion. Thinner, lighter. Also, I didn't mention this already, this is the thinnest and lightest sub 10-inch, close to 10-inch tablet on the market. So yes, this does outdo everything else that exists. You can see right here already, incredibly thin. In fact, I'm impressed right now with the actual form factor. Let's see if I can figure out the paper that I was just mentioning, because you would think it's fairly easy. It looks like it's just a pull tab, but meanwhile, they've sealed this thing shut in incredible ways. I'm going to have to tear it apart, which is sad because this is not opening at all. But let's see if I can figure it out. Oh, look, genius I am. So right here at the back, that tab was a trick on Samsung's behalf. And really, this is all about that Super AMOLED display. I mentioned before that we're not working with the latest and greatest CPU, and when it comes to mobile processing power, it's still beyond competent. I'm going to see if it powers on that 2.1 megapixel camera right there. We still have a tactile, physical home button right here, back button, and multitasking button. And this is going to be running a version of Lollipop, but not the latest version of Android, so if that's what you're after, you're not going to see it here. Also want to point out it does have a fingerprint scanner right here for those of you that are curious, but let me go ahead and power on the device, see if we've got any charge out of the box. And you can see right there we've got the power button as well as the volume rocker. I'm going to go ahead and put this aside and take you through the balance of the contents as Samsung plays that beautiful music. We've got our power brick or wall adapter, I should call it, and the micro USB charger right here. Keep in mind, no wireless charging, no quick charging. These are things I wish Samsung had integrated into this generation, but unfortunately, it's just not part of the plan. In terms of paperwork, I'm not going to get into that. Most of you that follow the channel know I'm not big on paperwork ever. And it looks like that is it. Yep. Going to go ahead and get rid of the box, give you another look at this tablet now that we have it actually powered on. And essentially, when it comes to the software experience, if you're a Samsung fan, if you own a Note phone or a Galaxy product in general, you're going to feel at home with this. Side sync is a great feature, one of the more practical ones in my opinion, because it does allow you to actually control your phone from your tablet, texting, calling, essentially allowing your phone to be wherever it is as long as it's within Wi-Fi range of this device. I'm not going to take you through any startup. This was just about unboxing it. But again, the thickness on this thing, or rather how thin it is really what it's all about. So I've mentioned that this is about an aesthetic, a facelift, if you will, changing the aspect ratio of the screen, changing the form factor altogether, and changing the build quality. I mean, one of my biggest complaints, even though I did enjoy the Galaxy Tab S 10.5, was its actual finish. I mean, that gold overlay, the dimples on the back, they weren't exactly flattering. You can see right here on the right side of the tablet, we have two spots. That's for the book cover style case that Samsung also sells separately for this, much like they did the previous generation. But this really does take on the form of essentially what we have been accustomed to with Samsung doing as of late, which is trying to make their products look and feel more premium. And I think they've accomplished that while making the tablet thinner and lighter. But it has come at the expense of battery life. As a result, there is a smaller battery in here, not just a smaller screen, than the original Galaxy Tab S 10.5. Right there we've got what I presume is the micro SD card slot. It does look like you're going to need an actual key to open that up, so it's not going to just pop out, but hey, that's better than the Note 5 where storage is not expandable at all. But it looks like a nice tablet to me. I look forward to actually demoing this for all of you and giving further impressions and comparing it to something like, for example, the Surface 3, which right now is my favorite tablet because it really can function as a lot more than a traditional mobile OS-based device like the one we're looking at here. If you have any questions or comments, please feel free to post them. And of course, as usual, please feel free to subscribe. Later.